Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thermie Tribe Christmas. I'm Lulu. I'm the BDM for our local area down here in Melbourne. So I'm the branch manager, and Susanna is our team leader for the Thermie Tribe. So Susanna, would you like to introduce your team tonight? Hello and welcome.
Sure thing. Thank you. Thanks, Lulu. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I can see all the numbers are creeping up slowly. So thank you for joining us. Tonight we have Kim and Barb, who are both part of our team. And we will be cooking for you a couple of different recipes, mainly from all from different cookbooks inspired by Thermomix, obviously. So we're really happy that you gave the time to come here tonight to get a bit of inspiration, whether it be that you already have a Thermomix or you're interested in one or just wanting to get some different ideas of what you can be doing. We hope we can help you. And we've already got a few people commenting. We'd love to know where you're all from. We're in chilly Melbourne at the moment. We're a virtual team. So we generally do a lot of Zooms. So tell us where you're from. We'd love to see if you're in somewhere sunny. We don't want to know that part. We'll be very jealous. Yes, put it in the chat. And please don't hesitate to ask a few questions or whatever you'd like throughout the evening. We're going to try and keep it to 1 hour. Keep it nice and concise for you. Just a little bit of housekeeping, really. If everyone can just stay off mute, just because it's quite hard when there's a little bit of feedback. But don't hesitate to ask any questions, because Lulu will be able to tell us as we're cooking what you'd like to know. And yeah, that's about it, I think. So it's really just, let's get started. Let's get cooking. So
Yeah.
Kim tonight is making a cocktail. She's also doing steamed vegetables with lemon feta. And Barb is making the amazing red and green cooked Christmas cookies. And if you haven't already made them, they're generally not only for Christmas. You'd want to be making them all the time. I'm making the pancetta with stuffed, with apricot stuffing, I should say. But I'm actually cheating a little bit tonight and using bacon because I wasn't happy with the look of the pancetta, and a cranberry sauce. So
Lovely.
Let's get started.
So just before you do, Susanna,
yes.
I'm just letting you know, we have people from all over the place joining us tonight, from Brisbane, Coldstream, Victoria, Wellington, New Zealand. Welcome, Anne,
hello.
from Somerset in UK.
Wow.
We've got Adelaide, Bunbury, Perth, Libsyn in Portugal. People from everywhere. So welcome, everyone.
That's awesome.
And
well, thank you for joining.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And everyone, if you can pop in the chat, if you have a Thermomix, which one you've got, we'd love to hear. And if you're enjoying what this team is doing tonight, we do have an opportunity for you to join the business and to make some money with your lovely Thermomix and be part of a community. Like, you'll see how much this team has a great time. So at the end, if you need to, I'll be able to stay on and just do a little bit of an info session about joining the team if that's of interest. Lots of TM6 owners. All right. So I'll hand it over to our beautiful Thermie Tribe here in sunny, cold Melbourne. And first up, we have the lovely Kim.
Hello, and I'm a Christmas fanatic. So I'm really glad to have it twice this year, which is really exciting. You probably can't see, but I've got a lot of Christmas decorations.
Oh,
they may well fall down off the wall at any point. So please don't be disturbed by that. It will happen. It's only blue tape. Right, so I'm going to make a delicious lime spritzer tonight. And that piece of asparagus just floated in from my daughter. Now, Emma, off you go. Come and have some spritzer in a minute. So this is a little cocktail. Save you lots of money. You don't have to go out and have cocktails because you can make them at home. And this is super fast. So the first ingredient we need is ice cubes.
Sorry, Kim, I didn't quite catch. What was the name of the cocktail?
It's a cocktail lime spritzer.
Thank you. I'll pop it in the link in the chat.
Yeah, okay. So it's really super fast. So first of all, we need ice cubes. And next, we're going to blend them up. It'll be a bit noisy for a couple of seconds. 5 seconds to be exact, on speed 4.5.
The beauty of Zoom, we can't hear a thing.
We want to be really nice and fresh and cold. Now we're adding some delicious white wine, any white wine of your choice. I'm going to put this Chardonnay in, 750 grams. But you could go Pinot Grigio if you prefer, Sauvignon Blanc. You could go non-alcoholic as well. Some really good non-alcoholic wines around these days.
Lots of TM6 owners in the chat, and one person's got a friend as well, which we don't have here in Australia. The Thermomix friend.
Thermomix friend.
Yeah, something.
Oh,
we
who's
love
got the
to
Thermo?
see.
Is that from the UK?
That is, I'm just trying to see, Joanna, I think she might be in Portugal.
Oh, that's exciting. What time of the day is it in Portugal? I wonder. That would not be now. Oh, added in some coconut water, and I'm going to add some lemonade next. I'm just making a bit of mix there. So 300 to 500 grams. Just tear it. I knew I'd spill something on my lovely Christmas decorations at some point. Okay, and then next we're going to add lime slices. Now these are actually very thinly sliced. You're probably thinking, oh, do I really want that in there? But they're really for decoration more than anything, because the next step is just to really mix the drink, and then I'm going to be pouring it out. So that's all going to go in. That's 1 lime.
Waiting room. Okay.
And the last thing I'm going to add is a beautiful pomegranate. Oh, I've just spilled it everywhere. Not so easy to get at the moment in Melbourne.
No, I found a few things are really hard to get at the moment. Even things like sage.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's a bit tricky. So I'm going to put my measuring cup in. I'm going to basically just mix it up. 10 seconds on speed 2.
And so Kim has an amazing Facebook group called The Single-Handed. What was it? The Single-Handed
Thermomixer.
Single-handed Thermomixer.
Yes.
So she's awesome to follow because she has some amazing, she's amazing inspiration.
Well, I do things in a weird way. Let's just say sometimes.
Well, no, you do things with your one arm and you make it look very easy. And that's why I think that's one of the reasons why you got a Thermomix many years ago.
Yes, I've had one for 10 years now, and I've recently upgraded to the TM6 and love it because it has so many more functions. Much as I loved my TM31, I really loved it. The TM6 has a lot more amazing functions, like the heat function, boiling eggs, poaching eggs, which I really don't do often, but now I can. So I love it. So I can also make these beautiful drinks. I'm just going to pour that out so you can see what it looks like. Here it is.
That looks really nice and refreshing.
Looks so
Can we
beautiful.
put that under something that's good for your immunity because it's got lemons?
Here we go. Look at that. So the pomegranate, can't really see them in there, but it's a very, very quick and refreshing drink. And
great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's
thanks, Kim.
Step 1.
That looks really nice. That's great for a summer lunch, isn't it? Something nice to get everyone ready for their Christmas lunch.
Yeah, and you could make a few batches ahead of time as well. It really doesn't take long, and so you can have a lot and you can sit down and enjoy them too with your guests. That's really important.
Good. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks very much. Well, I think it's over to
me next.
Yes.
Yeah, Barb, there you go.
Hi, my name is Barb and I'm in Brighton, Melbourne. And I am making the red and green Christmas shortbread. from the festive cookbook. So one of the
Festive
Christmas
flavour, yeah.
festive flavor, one of the Christmas collections.
It's also on Cookie Doo too. I've just put the link in the chat for you, Bob.
Yes, it is on Cookie Doo. So I am preheating the oven to 150 degrees and lining a baking tray with baking paper. And then my son is stealing one of those cookies already that I made earlier. So we're gonna mill the rice and the raw sugar. So I'm just gonna add 40 grams of white rice. And you can use, I'm just using a long grain rice, which we probably wouldn't use very often, but it will be good for this cookie. 40 grams. And then I'm adding 60 grams of raw sugar.
I have to say, I'm a bit partial to making these cookies throughout the year, not just Christmas.
Absolutely, they are fantastic. And you can give them as gifts as well, not only for the Christmas holidays, but year round. So I am milling the sugar and the rice. This is gonna be loud.
Okay.
I love that it has modes like that, like the milling. That's something that, you know, something you wouldn't be able to do so easily without a Thermomix, really.
Absolutely. So yeah, Barb's milling away there, and you can see that is. You can't hear. That's all right. So that the Zoom's dropped your sound, Barb, while you're doing that, and what you can see there is all the milling of all that rice turning into rice flour. Looks sensational, doesn't it?
Rice flour is something I don't always have in my fridge, so it's always nice to know that I can just make it so quick and easy, because we always have rice in our house.
Absolutely.
Has anyone that's watching at the moment made these before? Let us know in the chat, because I know they're quite popular.
Was a long minute, and the bowl wasn't on fire. You can just see how it mills the sugar. Look at that.
Oh,
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm just gonna scrape the lid a bit, because all the rice flour now and the milled sugar is a bit on the lid, and scrape the sides. And so we just did that, and I'm adding 300 grams of plain flour, and I have experimented with gluten-free flour as well before, and it works just as well. And you will even get a bit lighter, like a shorter shortbread. So it's fantastic as a gluten-free option as well.
Oh, that's good to know.
So 300 grams of flour. I'm
A
adding.
couple of people saying they've made these and they're very popular.
They are fantastic. And we are adding 250 grams of butter that I cubed, and they are quite cold, because shortbread is like pastry, so it likes cold.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna mix that up onto 5 for 5 seconds.
I see someone cooking as we're doing this. I wonder what they're cooking. I can't see her name.
That's Fiona.
The dough. And
that's awesome.
I'm putting the dough function on the Thermomix, and it will knead the dough for 40 seconds.
This is one of my favorite features, the kneading. I have
Kneading?
arthritis in my hands and it's the best thing ever. No more rolling out with your hands and doing all of that. It's one of my favorite features.
I'm
Machine does it for you.
I'm curious, people in the chat, maybe you can tell us what else you're kneading with your Thermomixes, what breads and doughs and pastries you're making.
You can knead any kind of dough you can knead. If you're making like a sourdough, that needs, so the kneading is done on this recipe. And we are just adding so it's green and red because we are using pistachios and cranberries as the festive colors. So I'm gonna just tear the scale, 100 grams of pistachios and 100 grams of dried cranberries using the 50% less sugar variety. I'd say the cookie will be quite sweet. Will do. And then it will mix it up. Oh, we'll need the lid. And on turbo, we'll do this a couple of times. The more you do it, the more chopped the pistachios will be. So I find that more chopped is a bit better than leaving them chunky. It's easier to cut or slice them. And I think that will do. Let's just look at it. And I'm gonna transfer this onto my silicone mat, but that's how
that's beautiful.
Like. Look at the
That's
color.
wonderful.
Beautiful.
So festive.
Yeah.
So you're popping them onto a Thermomix mat?
Yes, I'm popping. I'm just gonna move my camera so you can see. I'm putting them and I'm shaping it into a log. And this will go into the fridge to rest for about half an hour. And I'm gonna wrap it in like a plastic wrap.
Yeah, that looks great. And you know what I love about it? I love the fact that this becomes a very personal recipe in that if you don't like them in large pieces like the cranberries or the pistachio, you can actually choose to just, you know, crush things a little bit more or not. So that's the one thing about the Thermomix that is awesome, that you can play around with timings of things and, you know, to make it a little bit more personal. So it's always a good way to.
Yeah, I always say, even though this is guided cooking, what we're doing on the Thermomix, when we're using a recipe on cookie dough, you can do whatever you want. You can customize it to your liking. It's just a suggestion, not a must.
Yeah, that's right. So you've just answered Zoe's question. She was wondering about other dried nuts and fruits. So
yes, so you can substitute. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Barb, before we cut across to Susanna, do you want to just tell us about the Thermomix mat and how you can get one of those?
This is, I'm going to move my camera again.
We can see it. It's okay.
Yeah, good. So this is a silicone mat that you can get if you're, for example, hosting a demo. So having 2 or more friends or family over, having a bit of fun night, and having a consultant like me over and showing you how the Thermomix works. And if someone buys a Thermomix, you can score one of these and other goodies for free. Or if they don't purchase, you can pay a small fee and you can get one of these on your own. So it's fantastic.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Well, we'll come back to your cookies shortly, and we are going to cross over to Susanna. And if anyone's just joined us, Barb is making some cranberry and pistachio cookies. And Susanna, tell us, what are you about to do here?
I'm going to be making the pancetta with with apricot stuffing. So I don't know if many of you have ever watched any of my sessions, but I'm FODMAP. I'm one of those people who are allergic to many things. So I adapt all my recipes to according to me. This one, not so much, because you need things like apricots and cranberries. So my family will enjoy this. It's a big no-no for me. But what I'll do is, so what I've done is it's in my week. So I've already put it into the lovely cookadoo, which makes it my favorite feature of Thermomix is the cookadoo, because it just means that everything's so easy. When I'm out and about, I can send the recipes and let my kids know to get cooking, which is always a good thing. So I have prepared a little bit, because this is a little bit, there is a little bit of playing around with this particular recipe. So I'm mindful of the time. But so what we've done is, I didn't go the pancetta, because the pancetta that I went to have a look at, it was literally almost white fat with little bits of meat in it. And it was just a huge no-no for me. So what I've done is I've got bacon, and it is adaptable to use bacon, so it's great. I'm using the amazing rose gold trays and these liners, which I'm obsessed with, because I do a lot of baking, and I just love the fact that I can put them in the dishwasher and off I go. So what I've done is, following instruction, you're just lining them up in a row like that, and there will be a video that shows you exactly how to use that as well further along. And then transfer and put into a bowl. So I've got 2 baking trays, but what I've done is I've prepared one a little bit earlier, and now I'm doing one. So one's already in the oven, and it's telling me how to place it on the trays here. And you can use aluminium foil as well. I just choose not to, because I like to roll myself and avoid the aluminium. And we're going to put these aside, and we're going to make the stuffing. So I have prepared everything, as I said. So we have 250 grams of bread. So I'm just using a bit of sliced bread, a bit of rolls that we had, the kids had the other day, and just breaking it up, making it very simple. And it's always nicer to use a bit 2 or 3 day bread just before it gets moldy. And set it across with the measuring cup. Simply follow all the instructions. This is going to go for 10 seconds. I tend to help this one out a little bit.
While that's chopping, it's just dropped your sound there. I might just let everyone know I've popped those links for to connect with Kim, Susanna, and Barb in the chat there. So please feel free to follow their social media. And yes, Kirsty, you can get the baking mat in the mix shop. And our consultants actually get a discount off everything in the mix shop.
And if not as a discount, generally as a gift. There's always something coming in the mail as incentives, which is amazing, including this little number. So just quickly, this is the new black server, thermo server, and it is absolutely stunning. It was part of the black thermo server that was a limited edition, and now being made available for 10 days only. I'm going to transfer and use it to hold my breadcrumbs. It's available if you host a cooking experience for the next 10 days only. So get in contact with your consultant, because if they're not already getting booked out because of this, you'll want to quickly try and fit in, because it's absolutely stunning.
And they are limited edition too. So
yeah,
you don't get that very often.
I can't tell you the quality of it. It just feels actually really nice. It's quite different. So I'm just going to put that over here. Now I've got the breadcrumbs set aside. No sage. We're in shortage of everything at the moment. I'm FODMAP, no onion, no garlic. Love the Thermomix for this whole purpose. I skip. And it doesn't actually make as much as people go, but where's the flavour? There is plenty of flavour. I'm still yet to go through a Thermomix recipe and not have any flavour in it. You know, I cook for so many people, and not once have I ever been told, oh, it's lacking something, ever. So, you know, we're not that bad. Okay, so I'm adding the reserve pancetta bacon, and I'm inserting the measuring cup And it's going to go for 3 seconds, and I'll show you. Done. You could not do this with a knife and a chopping board in 3 seconds. And if you could, I'd be really super impressed. I mean, how amazing is that? It continually amazes me, this Thermomix. Like, no matter how many times I cook, I've had one for 10 years now. I upgraded from the 5, thinking it was the best machine ever, and got the 6, and just went, oh, wowza. So I'm continually impressed. And it's just going to chop it again. And each time it actually tells you what function it's going through as well, what mode it's being put into. And it's letting you know that it was just chopping again. Sometimes it will tell you that it's been blended. So it's become a real taste. It's almost buttery almost, especially because of the fats from the bacon just coming together. And we're going to do it. Oh, so what we're going to do now is, just to explain this part, it's actually going to cook off for 5 minutes. And it's on Varoma temperature. So it's going in to guide it again. So into a Varoma temperature, which is a steaming temperature. And that's going to cook it off nicely for the next 5 minutes. I should have showed you this before, but the breadcrumbs that took a whole 5 seconds, this is what they look like. I mean, you don't ever want to buy them again without all the preservatives and all the extra added, you know, things that they add to it. So just another reason why we all love our Thermomix, I'm sure. But I think now it's over to, oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, great way of using up, you know, heading towards zero waste as well, using up all the things in the pantry, your old bread.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to cross across back to Kim now, and she's going to be, oh, excuse me, doing the steamed greens, which I just love. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Susanna, and we'll come back and see how you're going shortly.
Perfect.
Thank you. Now, this is a beautiful recipe. It ticks all the boxes because it is super healthy, because it's getting the veggies into you. It's also really colourful for Christmas, so it's a beautiful, simple veggie recipe, and don't have to have oven on in summer. Particularly, you don't really want to have oven more than you need to. And also you can switch in different veggies. So today I'm going to be using broccolini and asparagus and also some green beans, but you could just have 2 of those, or you could switch something in to substitute. So if they're not available, then you can switch around. Again, a really simple recipe. And if you're vegan, this recipe actually has feta in it. But if you're vegan, don't be put off, because you can get some beautiful vegan feta cheeses these days. Will look and taste just as good. I know, because I have a vegan neighbour who's a chef, and she's always getting me to taste all the vegan dairy things.
Yum. And you know, you can make your vegan cheeses in the Thermomix. We've got lots of recipes too.
I was just about to say, yes.
Sorry.
Yes. I'll have to get her over to do that. So anyway, I'm going to my recipes here, the steamed greens. And I'm going to start off with some lemon zest. So the little bits of skin. So you could grate it if you preferred, but being a one-hander, it's a bit of a pain. So I sliced it off instead. So I'm going to put this in. And then the measuring cup goes in, and we're going to actually grind that up. So it's going to be 10 seconds on speed 9. So again, a little bit noisy, just briefly. So we're actually making the feta dressing first before we steam the veggies. So we're going to scrape this down.
Oh, that's a nice spatula. What's that?
I was just about to say, I love that one.
Mix shop. It's very handy. And you know what? They come in festive red as well.
And
I've got both. I do love my Christmas things all year round. So I don't know if you can see that. That's what it looks like in the bowl there.
How good is that?
Beautiful.
It's taken me quite a while, grating. So next we're going to put in, well, you can do it again if you like, but I'm going to skip that step. So I like it a little bit chunky. And then we're going to go put some lemon juice in. So about 1 lemon's worth, 40 grams. Oh, I put a little bit much there. And then we're going to add the beautiful feta. And some olive oil. And it's really such a delicious dressing, this. Pinch of black pepper. And then we're going to put the lid back on. So now have a look at it like this currently. So we're going to be chopping up that feta, making it into a kind of a little bit more pureed sauce. So 5 seconds on speed 4.
And those flavors, the lemon and the, you know, the greens and the feta just marry so well together. So
yes, super delicious. So there it is. How beautiful is that? So that's going to be the base of the veggie. So that's going to lie on the plate, and then the veggies are going to be put on top, and then it's going to be tossed through. How delicious is that going to be? I'm just going to put that aside.
So Kim, we've got a question there from Olivia. She's wondering if this can be made in advance, a day or so.
Yeah, probably yes. The dressing could be. Steaming the veggies probably on the day, or blanching them. You could do that to keep them nice and fresh in the morning of the, you know, the morning of. But yes, I haven't tried it the day before, but I'm sure it would, because it's got olive oil. You know, it's like the jars of feta that you get within the olive oil. I'm sure it'd be actually even more delicious because the flavors would go through it.
Yeah, and it's a 20-minute recipe altogether, so I need 10 minutes of hands-on time.
Oh, it's really, yes, really very quick.
oh yeah, I'd definitely do the dressing in advance if you wanted to, Olivia. If it was just that, I think once salt hits any type of vegetable like the greens, the broccoli and so forth, they tend to wilt and they'll tend to get softer in the fridge. So avoid putting them together.
Right. So
I actually just took mine off. Mine was ready and I put it into the fridge just to cool off for the next 10 minutes.
okay.
While this is all happening.
All right. So now we're going to put water into the jug. So we're about to steam the veggies. So we need 500 grams of water. And that's the minimum that you can put in for steaming.
I've just popped your social media handle back in the chat because we've had a few extra people join us. So welcome everyone who's just joined.
Oh, welcome those who joined. It's Christmas. My little creatures haven't fallen off yet. I'm surprised. So now I'm going to be using the Varoma. Some of you might not have used that before, because if you're new Thermomix owners, sometimes you don't actually get to see the Varoma in action as part of the demonstration. So make sure you catch up with your consultant and say, right, I need to know how to use the Varoma. I'm sure they'd love to show you. So
Yeah,
here
I think
it is. There it is. And putting it in position next, we're going to put some green beans in there first. So we're going to be steaming the beans for a little bit longer because they take a bit longer. So we want 300 grams. Approximately. And then we're going to put the lid on. I do love the chance to use all my Christmas things. It's really great.
I'm so glad I'm not the only Christmas tragic.
I miss these things. I do. I'm crazy. Right. Then we're going to cook that for 4 minutes on Varoma, which is the highest. Well, not highest heat, is it? Varoma's 120, isn't it?
Well, it is on in manual mode, it is the highest heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In guided, it's
high heat
160 on her. Yes.
Oh, hang on. Right, speed 1. So that's going to cook away. And I think we're crossing over to you next, Barb.
Yes.
Actually, I think we go back to, oh, sorry. No, you're right.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm back.
You see her cutting
So
the
I
can't wait to see them.
Me too.
Hello.
So my dough is still resting in the fridge, and I actually prepared a batch before, because I think it's quite important to rest the dough and just make it cold, because I think you will get a much better texture in a cookie if it's baking from a cold dough. So this is, and it's much easier to slice as well if it's a cold dough. The recipe says an hour, but you can, I think, easily leave it in the fridge for even overnight to rest. And then you can just, I'm gonna slice it to probably maybe a centimeter thick slices, and they stay together and they slice easy. And we'll just put them in a baking sheet. And if you're following on the Thermomix, it actually plays a little video on how to slice your rolled dough. So it will tell you how to roll it up. It will show you actually with a little video on the TM6. I'm just gonna finish slicing this, and it will only take 10 minutes in the oven at 150 degrees. And once you see a little color, they're done. You don't want to overcook them, because I find that they become more crumbly, and it's probably not ideal. But we're just gonna exit from the screen. Will tell us what to do. And now this is telling, so we are doing I'm still cutting the biscuits into slice, the dough into slices. Pop them on a baking tray.
They look so good.
They look amazing. Barb, Lindy's just said in the chat that she often keeps a loaf of these in the freezer ready for unexpected visitors.
Right. And they
Yes.
can also be frozen if they are baked. So if you think that the family won't devour them, most do, they can be frozen when they are baked. So this is what they look like, and they're going into the oven for 10 minutes. Looks
And you've
good.
cut them so well and so perfectly.
They
look
are
awesome.
so perfect.
Because they are easy to cut. So as long as the roll is cold, they are super easy to cut.
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Barb. So we'll jump back to you soon and see you put some white chocolate on there, I believe.
Yes.
Can't wait. All right. So
All right.
how are you going over there?
So now I've got the Roma still going for another 20 seconds or so, but I'm going to next steam my broccolini. And actually I thought I'd just point out I've sliced them a little bit, because as a one-hander, when I'm eating broccolini and they're big pieces, and sometimes you're trying to cut it with the fork and it's not cutting and suddenly it ricochets away. So I do tend to slice it if I'm going to steam it, so it's a little bit easier for me to cut it. That was good timing. The Verona's done. So that's just cooking the beans first of all, and now I'm going to add in the broccolini, and I need 250 grams.
I don't see any freezing, Mary. I think Mary's screen's freezing
Sorry,
a bit.
Mary. Might be your connection, unfortunately.
Mm.
I'm putting in fairly exact measurements for the steaming, because the ratio of water to veggies, etc. You want to cook them to the right consistency or the right you know, the right level.
Yeah.
But you may have different preferences. You might like your veggies steamed a little bit longer. So when it's finished, just have a look, test it with a knife, and you can add on a little bit more time if you need to. So I'm going to add some asparagus now, just 200 grams. Placing that on top.
What's in season, isn't it, at the moment? Just keeping, that's one thing about the Thermomix. You can always adapt it to what's in season, keeping that budget in the kitchen down, obviously. Savings in the kitchen. And then we have so many guides at the moment, in case anyone, there's a few people out there who don't know. We have a lot of saving guides that are available to you. On our websites, on Cookadoo, there are many cookbooks as well. So utilize all of them and talk to your consultant as well. And if you don't have one, contact us and we'll be happy to help you. That looks great. You've left lots of space there.
It's going to be so beautiful when it's cooked.
Beautiful.
And
Wonderful.
the good thing about steaming with the aroma is that you don't have to worry about it. You can put it on to go. You can go and join your Zoom. You can go and, I don't know, check your social media, and then it's cooking away, and you know when it stops, you know, it's not going to overcook, which is brilliant with veggies particularly. So speed 1, and that's going to go for 8 minutes now. So I'll probably hand it over to Susanna, I think, next.
Yeah, back to Susanna. Thank you, Kim. And it's always impressive seeing you cook with your one arm and doing this job as a consultant. And I love seeing that we've got access to the National Disability Scheme here in Australia. And you're one of our representatives for the NDIS, aren't you?
Working on it, yes.
Oh, you're working on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
Barb is.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Barb is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few in my team, so which is great. We and we have lots of spots available in my team. We're really we're quite a talkative little bunch, and we really kind of just gel well together, and we just love what we do. We love the Thermomix, and you know, as a team leader, I'm very proud of my team. But you know, it's a great little side hustle. I've got 4 kids, and it's been the best thing that I ever did, to be honest, to step away from them and do something for me. So if anyone's interested, we have a half price joining up business kit. I can't talk. Business kit that is now available, and it's a great time to be joining. So if anyone wants to join and be part of what we do and have fun in the kitchen and meet people, because it's actually a really nice little community we have as well. So okay, so I have put in apricots. I'm putting in 50 grams. It's all about cranberries tonight because, you know, it's Christmas. What happened? I have a child in the background. There's always someone in the background anyway here. Half some salt and some pepper. Nice little, that will do us. And half a teaspoon of the allspice. And I've got my beautiful little, I'm a bit of a gadgety person. So when these came out at the mix shop, I was like, oh, rose gold, I'll get them.
Absolutely.
Okay, half a teaspoon of ground allspice and a tablespoon of apricot jam. This is our homemade apricot jam. Well, Thermomix made apricot jam. I never would have made jam prior. But it's amazing what we all end up doing once we have a Thermomix. We try everything. It's so easy to do. And it's just lovely because I'm a bit of a, I like to know what goes into my foods, especially with my 4 kids, and less sugar, less additives. So it's always nice to make myself. And the reserve breadcrumbs in my beautiful black thermo server. Okay, I'm going to have to do this really slowly so I don't go flying everywhere. And this just comes together so nicely. It's a really nice stuffing, actually. Again, it's another one that you can do all year round. It's not only reserved. My daughter in the side trying to eat all the food. Not only reserved for Christmas. So this is 10 seconds, speed 4, and it's gone into reverse mode, all on its own. So I don't have to do anything, check my nails, pour a wine. Probably wouldn't be enough for a wine. But okay, so I'm transferring to a ceramic or glass bowl to cool completely. And this is what it looks like. It's really blended up really nicely into a great stuffing mix. Can you see all that?
Really good.
That took what? I think that was 4 seconds, 10 seconds.
Imagine
And there you
doing
go.
that by hand. How long would that take?
That would take a long time for me. I would not even bother.
So I'm just going to wait for that to cool, but it's actually really already. Are we going to someone else? Who are we going to next?
So you were going to do the cranberry sauce next, I believe.
Yes. And that's where I was going to let that cool and then jump over to my second bowl.
Yes, absolutely.
And
you earned that as a consultant.
I actually did. I've actually earned many things. I've got my new Cobalt. Who's got a Cobalt vacuum? Because I've got mine. My mum just got one and I don't need anything. I don't want to try anything, blah, 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 blah. She rang me up. I was away and she turned around and said, oh my God, that vacuum. And she's got quite a big home. And she's like, it's just the best thing that's ever happened. So yes, suffice to say, she loves it. My light's gone out. You've just disconnected it over there. Oh. Okay, so something I've prepared earlier, some orange zests. And when oranges are so available at the moment, this is always a good one to do as well. 20 grams of sugar. If you want to use less sugar, you can do so in this recipe. And insert the measuring cup. And I'm going to go for 15 seconds. And it's just going to get that orange the sugar and the orange, put it together, and it's going to come together really nicely. It's milling it pretty much together. Okay, and scrape down the sides. So what that has done is, oh, the smell of the orange is absolutely amazing, that orange zest. So it's just put all that together. Absolutely beautiful orange. I think next on my list is the whole orange cake recipe. Now I've already done this, so I actually prepared the orange earlier, the orange juice. So I'm just going to add it all together. So add 300 grams of fresh cranberries. So all about the cranberries tonight. Add the orange mix. And minus the pips. And insert the measuring cup. That's just going to go for 10 minutes now at 100 degrees. So we can go over to whoever's next.
So I believe we were going to head back to Kim. Is your Varoma done there?
It has 1 minute to go.
It has 1 minute to go. Okay. Would you like to share a little bit of your story about why you became a consultant?
Sure. I became a consultant because Susanna asked me. No, I'd had a Thermomix for 10 years and, as I said, loved it, a TM31. And when the TM6 came out, Susanna got in touch because I've known her for about that time, actually. She didn't sell me the TM31, but I've known her for about that long. And when she became a consultant, she got in touch and said, hey, did you know upgrading and would you like to? And I went, yeah, sure. And it was just such a brilliant machine. And she said to me, it's really, really good side hustle being a consultant. And I actually teach at one of the university's international students. But of course, the last couple of years has not been great for international students because they're not able to come into the country. And most of them went home. So for me, it was really good timing, actually. Kind of fell out of the sky, as these things do. And I always go on about the Thermomix anyway, so I may as well turn into a business as well. Enjoy it. Got so many, I've got a Cobalt as well. I get one.
You earned that.
Through sales, yes. And just at the time when my vacuum cleaner that I've had for 10 years carked it. So it was really interesting that that happened at the same time. Very lucky. And it's a brilliant machine. I love the Cobalt. Really, really light. I mean, if you've, you know, got, you know, any issues with your arms or strength, the Cobalt is the best vacuum cleaner because it's super, super light and super maneuverable as well. So yeah, that's been a really perk as well. And it's lots of fun. I get to do things like this and hang out with the Thermie Tribe and try new recipes that I haven't tried before as well, which is really good. It keeps, you know, keeps things fresh. Really
we
does.
have fun.
We do. Oh, and I look
We
at these.
do. So they look great, Kim.
They look awesome.
They look beautiful.
And I'm going to test it with a knife, but I'm pretty sure they're done enough for me. So, yeah, absolutely perfect, actually. I don't know if you can see that. But the asparagus, you know how that can easily be overcooked? It is it's just absolutely perfect.
The colour looks vibrant.
So super easy. Yeah, and the colours are beautiful. So I'm just going to grab some of those veggies, and I've got my my feta from earlier. So I'm just going to plate those up. Leave that here.
While you plate up, I'll show you. I've just rolled the into, because I couldn't really wait. So this is the rolled bacon in the mix. So this was the mix. That's and amazing. I've just rolled it up all together. And now that's going into the oven now for about 40 minutes to crisp up. So that should be perfect. I do have one already in the oven that will come out any minute now. And I also can have the option to freeze that as well. So if I wanted to freeze that raw, I can. I also can, Olivia, not that I found, there's no fresh cranberries. They're packets, but they still have taste, they still work and taste great. So I'm going to actually keep that in the fridge until tomorrow, and then I'll cook it for the family for dinner. But they can be frozen as well, and they do actually come out really well. The other thing I was going to say too is Kim, she has a TM31, and when she bought the 6, she actually did it through an upgrade process, which we have available for anyone who has a TM31. If you wanted to upgrade it, the offer has been extended through to now as well, to upgrade your TM31. Yes.
Now, sorry, we do just need to jump over to Barb. I think she's got her chocolate ready to go.
Yes. So the cookies are just about to be done, but they will need to be cooled before we can put the chocolate on it. So I actually melted the chocolate already, and we are not super fond of white chocolate that the recipe calls for. I did some cookies white chocolate just to show you, but we'd much prefer a dark chocolate that I just melted. And I have a couple of tips when you're melting chocolate. I find that if I put just a little bit of liquid coconut oil with the chocolate, it's much easier to work with, and it just makes it just a better texture, basically, not as thick, just thins it out. And another tip is when we're gonna dip the cookies, if I put the chocolate into a cup that is quite narrow but tall, it's easy to dip the cookies into the chocolate. So I'm just gonna put the chocolate into the cup, and you'll see what I'm talking about, how easy. So these cookies that I baked earlier have cooled. So some have the white chocolate already, and these don't. But if we just put the cookies into a cup, we can dip them halfway. And how easy is this?
And they look yum too.
And so delicious. And as I said earlier, they make an amazing gift, homemade gift. Just pop a couple into a little plastic bag, put a little festive ribbon around there, and they would be so appreciated.
Well, I would.
Mm.
How far are you again?
Where do you live? I'm around. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
And look, and that's what they look like.
It looks amazing.
So uniform, and just, so we did a couple with white chocolate, and they just come off the paper.
And they taste so good.
Yeah, so I would put these into the fridge for, you know, for 10 minutes, just so the chocolate hardens a bit, and then they will come off the baking paper very easily. And ready to eat.
They look
How
delicious and so
I know, look at them.
festive. So festive, Barb. Love it.
Beautiful.
That's so lovely. So,
Well, I've just got this out of the oven. So
Mm.
this is my, there you go. I feel like I can't get it. This is the end result after 40 minutes. So as you can see, the bacon's really crisped up really nicely. Now I just got this knife from the mix shop. This is the paring knife, and it is brilliant. Look at this, because I was so super impressed when I did this batch the first time the other day.
hang on, just move your camera back a bit if you can, Susanna.
Oh,
Sorry.
you can't see it. 1 second.
Thank
don't
you
need to see
so
my
much.
face.
Perfect.
Well, looks
There you
good.
go. So
Did you
it
earn
literally
that knife?
I did.
Yeah, you earned that as a consultant. Yeah.
It literally just cuts all the way through. Yes, with one cut. My daughter's hand here going, it just cuts through. It does.
That looks sensational.
And I'll quickly just show you what it looks like. Obviously, really hot still.
Steaming.
Oh, look at the steam coming off.
That
Mm.
looks delicious.
Amazing.
Absolutely
Fantastic,
beautiful.
Susanna.
And
Yeah.
with the cranberry sauce to complement it, and a nice salad, some steamed veggies on the side with the lemon feta, you're
Beautiful.
sorted for a lovely Christmas dinner.
Mm.
Christmas in July.
Yeah,
Let's get
absolutely.
that.
Oh, that
So
looks
it's a
beautiful.
great-
That looks beautiful.
Mm.
So, oh, Kim, that looks sensational. Hang on, I'm just going to spotlight Kim for a second so we can see that beautiful
Yes,
greens
please
with
do.
feta. Oh, and you've put flaked almonds on the top, is it? Or-
So I've got, you can have red onion if you like. Some people, Susanna, that wouldn't be any good for you, would it? And some toasted flaked almonds, which I toasted in the Thermomix earlier as well. So just scattered lightly and delicious. A really simple, quick and easy salad, and super healthy.
Yeah,
And
right. Yeah.
I have to say, when I thought about this menu and I thought about this recipe in particular, I was like, oh, I don't know. I was a little bit nervous, I'll be totally honest. But
The pan
it's
shake.
absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm super impressed with it. And I can imagine at Christmas time, but this is a perfect Christmas in July, this one, I think, for us Australians in particular. It's just beautiful the way it just sits so nicely on there.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful
Wow.
meal. It
It
really is. It's lovely.
We all
And
have to
then
try.
my cranberry, we're just about to finish. Everyone's been so patient tonight. We were trying to keep it under the hour, but we have actually managed to make quite a bit tonight. So I really do appreciate it. And we're rushing through, and we will get through the finish line. Has
That's
anyone
right.
got any questions?
Everyone's
Hello?
still enjoying it. Doesn't matter.
Yes, good.
I did see a
No,
question
that's
pop
right.
up about toasting almonds. Someone said, how do you toast almonds in the Thermomix? So this is really good, because when I'm toasting almonds on the stove, or when I used to, I would always forget them and burn them because I get distracted. But it's really good in the Thermomix. So these were flaked almonds, so they don't take quite as long because they're quite thin. So I think I did it for about 90 degrees, obviously on the stirring mode, not the chopping mode, and for about 5 minutes. So they're just lightly toasted. Actually, grease fine.
Lovely.
That's fantastic.
It's a
tip.
really good way to do your Indian spices as well, toasting in the Thermomix, I feel.
Mm.
So, yeah.
And if you want or you need to, you can grind them straight away. Or maybe
Mhm.
after they cool a bit.
Yeah.
Now, do you mind if I just get a quick screenshot of you three with your dishes there? A nice big smile for me. Lovely. Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you. Now,
Um,
my cranberry sauce might be ready for another 8 minutes.
oh,
So it's
well,
just
I
going
was
to keep.
thinking, could we share a little bit about our host rewards and perhaps a little bit about our modes ebook? I can share my screen if that's okay, Susanna.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I'd really appreciate you doing that because, yeah, there's a lot to share.
Yeah, so we do have people from all over the place, but this is our offer for people in Australia and New Zealand as well. So, Susanna, I'm just sharing the host rewards flyer and it's got the blade cover and the ebook on there. Do you want to talk about that one?
So with all of these, I'm hoping everyone is well aware of how the host rewards work. You're always in contact with your consultant, and if you invite 2 guests, you have and someone buys, you have the opportunity of getting the host rewards for free. But if not, you can still host a party, a demonstration, and all of these are made available to you. The blade cover is amazing, especially through winter. For all the slow cooking that you're doing, the poached eggs, there's some amazing modes recipe that are out now that utilize the blade cover. And I know poached eggs now, I think everyone's making them and saving from going out for breakfast all the time. And it comes with a great cookbook as well. So that's a really great little extra. But as an added bonus for only the next 10 days, if with any of those options, this is actually free. It's just an add-on, but it's totally free. So it is a great time to just book in. You know, we want tonight to be all about your inspiration, to get some cooking ideas and so forth. But we also want you to understand that all these things are all for you. You know, these things, all you do is contact your consultant and they add a little bonuses and extras for you. So, you know, why not take advantage of them while you can and get your hands on one, because it is going to be hard to get into your consultant because everyone wants them. And we're trying to do as many demos as we can for you. So jump in quickly now and get your hands on it because it will only last for 10 days. Will not be extended because they will probably sell out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I've just popped up on the screen a bit about the modes demo. So
great.
Do you want me to speak about that? Would you like to speak about that?
Oh, you can go ahead. I'll quickly just wanted to, if you can do that, because I'm going to try and make this a bit faster.
No worries. So our consultants, we are very excited to have introduced a special new demo. It's called the Modes Demo. Again, this is Australia and New Zealand. This one is designed for you who have a TM6. This is really designed for existing owners to make sure you're getting the most out of your Thermomix, because we do hear a lot of people aren't perhaps using all the modes and all the functions. So generally, we advise people 4 to 6 weeks onwards into their Thermomix journey to book a modes demo with your consultant. And on that menu, we have some amazing things, a cafe style breakfast with these most delicious bacon infused scones, a hollandaise, perfectly poached eggs. And I will vouch for this, that I could never poach eggs before in my life. I'm not sure how many of you had that same challenge that I did, but that is something that I never believed I could do, and now I can do it. So book in with your consultant. If you don't have a consultant, send Susanna or myself a line and we will make sure that you are in touch with the right person to help you on your Thermomix journey. All right, so did you want to jump back to you, Susanna?
Yeah, sure. Chloe, I'm so glad. Chloe's just mentioned that her sons love poaching the eggs. Honestly, so many people have come back and said, I could never have done it beforehand. They just never worked. And now they actually are amazing. Thank you, everybody. I noticed people are saying thank you, thank you. It's been our absolute pleasure to have you all tonight. We'll try and do more and more of these. Just keep up to date with the branch page. There's a link tree that is available. Lulu, is there any chance you can put that link tree
I'll
up?
pop that link.
And on that link tree is where all the available classes are at. These are all just free demonstrations for you to take advantage of learning more about your Thermomix and what we can do as consultants to help you in your home, and what offers we have available, and just because we really just like cooking and enjoy doing this. So, and as I said, I'm open to, if anyone's interested in doing this on the side, please make a comment or contact me. I would like to have a little chat. Lulu is available to have a business session with you as well, to give you a little bit of information about it. I know when I started, we were in lockdown and I was homeschooling 4 kids, and it was literally a side hustle, and it was the best thing I ever did for myself. You know, I put in as many hours as I wanted to and could do, and I have not looked back. So, and I think Barb and Kim can say the same. I know I have many of my team that are watching still tonight. They haven't all joined, obviously, because we're trying to keep it as concise as we could. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because I really do want you to see the end result. It's cooling down. It's gone into, obviously, the Thermomix is all very safe. So it's a safety feature to be cooling down when it's hit that temperature, the aroma temperature, and you can hear the cranberries just boiling away in there. I have cut it short by 5 minutes, but that's okay. The smell is amazing. As usual, I always say it, I know, I wish there was smell-o-vision, but, and this is it. So, okay.
And no stir sauce. Love it.
Yes, exactly.
We've got a few comments in the chat there. They're loving the demonstration, inspired.
Oh, good. So here we are. I'm using my mini thermo server. I love my mini thermo servers, to be honest, especially when you're making like a little bit of a sorbet.
Can you still buy those? Are they available, or was that an offer or a host reward or something, Susanna?
Oh, I may have had them for quite a while now. I don't think they're available.
That would be...
Wait a minute. No, they are.
I think they used to be. I don't think we've got them anymore, actually.
Oh.
They used to be a host reward, but from time to time we bring back new host rewards. So
yeah,
never know.
I do say I do love this. So actually, do you know what? To be totally honest, I'm kind of glad. This is just beautiful.
They are there.
No, I did think they were
in the mix shop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check.
$50.
So they're perfect size. Like
I'll put a link in the chat.
Great. So there we have it. There's the cranberry sauce. Little bits of orange. I can see there is a pip. Just get that out. And that's amazing. That took hardly any time at all. I know exactly what I've put in. There's hardly any preservatives. And this will go perfectly with my rolled. I can actually just put it across there. And just the color is absolutely beautiful. I don't dare try it yet because I have a feeling I'll have quite a few burns. But just the color is just amazing. And the smell, and I do love port, especially in this cold weather. So this is such a beautiful meal to have in winter. So cheers to you. Cheers to everybody. Thank you again.
Yeah, I will spotlight the 3 of you again. And you're getting into that cocktail there, Kim.
I was going to say, Kim's drinking.
A bit of, I think it's the end, you know.
Oh, nice with camembert too. Good tip, Margot. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Actually, that's a great tip. I do love it with camembert. So it's one of the naughty foods I'm not meant to have, but, you know, every now and then. But so thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lulu, for hosting this evening. I really appreciate you coming in and helping me out. And Barb and Kim, thank you, guys. I love what you've done this evening. Still here if anyone has any questions or anything, wants to contact us in regards to a business session with Lulu. Here to chat. We'll stay on a little bit longer as well. Thank you, Margot. We are a lovely team. I think so.
If anyone wants to stay on at the end, I'm happy to do a quick Q&A, info about the business, about how you can make a side income with your Thermomix. So if you want to stay on, just pop a message in the chat, and yeah.
Otherwise, thanks again. Please get in contact with any of us if you don't have a consultant as well, or if we are your consultant, if there's something you've learned tonight, we'd love to get some feedback as well. Feel free to offer that feedback. That cocktail, what was the name of that cocktail, Kim?
It was the coconut lime spritz.
Great.
There you go, the coconut lime spritz. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. And would love to, yeah, as I said, have a chat this later on now. But otherwise, thank you again. And thanks for your time. And we'll see you at the next one.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. And feel free to come off mute and ask questions if you've got a few now. We can stay on for a few minutes. And I know Josephine's interested in the business, as you should be, because it's amazing.
And it's a half price offer at the moment, so why wouldn't you take it?
Such a good value, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
No, and be part of our team. Like, who wouldn't want to be part of that?
Right.
Zoe, what are you thinking?
Friends, right?
Join.
I just wondered if you'd be interested in a little story. I'm a guide leader. I'm Laura. I don't know how to get my face on your screen. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
Oh, hang on. Where are you? Oh, is that
Laura, this one here. This one. Yeah, that's right. I use it for my guide night. So.
Hang on. Let me remove the spotlight.
I don't know how to do the picture though. She does it all. I don't do it. She just comes here and does it with me.
You know, I found my my girl guide certificate today. I was
wow. Oh, that's good. Well, it was actually Kim. I wanted to mention to you. We have a little girl who comes to our guides. Sorry about the accent. Terrible.
I love my favorite accent actually.
So, and this little girl, she's got cerebral palsy. And we play a game and she sort of just freezes in the middle of the game or wanders off into a dream, or she sort of gets lost. Anyway, we had a night where we were doing cooking with the girls for the church food bank. And I got this little girl onto the Thermomix, and do you know this? She was spot on. She loved it, knowing I can do this, she said. I can make food for my family. And she followed it amazingly. So and then I've been sick, I've had COVID, so I haven't been there. But I'm hoping to talk to her mum, because I think, I don't know, but this is what I want to ask you, if she would be able to claim from the NDIS as a living skill. Do you think?
Yes.
I think that would work. But I mean, and mum might not like the idea, but she was just, it's the only time I would see that child was absolutely spot on the ball.
She was engaged.
It was so excited, and I couldn't get her to stop. She cooked everything that night for an hour and a half. Now a game takes 5-10 minutes, and she couldn't keep up. That Thermomix and it's a TM. Oh, I didn't take my TM6. I took the TM5. I didn't take my good one, but it was just amazing how well she was. Just, I just wanted to tell you that.
That's the beauty of it.
And she just understood it because it told her every step of the way, and she was just she said, I could cook for my family, I could make meals. She was
that's so beautiful.
And then I got sick. So I haven't been able to talk to her mum, but my plan is to talk to her mum and go down the track of applying for it. Maybe they'll say no, but
well, we are
Laura,
a registered provider now.
Sorry?
We're an NDIS. Lulu was just saying we're an NDIS provider now. But Laura, on the other side of that, thank you so much for sharing that, because I think it's one of the reasons why Thermomix wanted to be a big part of the NDIS program, because they knew how many people they could actually be helping. Just like that little girl who you have just changed, even if it was just one night and they don't go any further. You had her engaged on the Thermomix and it made her smile, which I think is just a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for sharing that. But please get in contact with us and we can discuss further with you or with your own consultant if you already have one. But many people in the team are NDIS consultants who can actually help you out and just to discuss that with you, because that's just heartwarming and that's beautiful, and that's what we're all about. We're all about if we can change someone's perspective with anything in life, whether it be because they've got issues or just because they want something different in their lives. That's what it's all about.
Well, actually,
Yeah, we've done a job.
that's how I became involved with Thermomix till maybe 10 years ago now, I think, maybe 10 years ago. My grandson was very disabled. He was very disabled. And my daughter heard about the Thermomix, and he always had to have vitamized food. And so he'd never had the same meal as the whole family. And so she thought if she got a Thermomix, she could cook the meals and he could have his meal at the same time, because she could just vitamize it down in the Thermomix. So my husband and I went down to support her on her demonstration night. And as we're going there, my husband's saying to me, "Now, we're not buying this thing." I said, "No, I'm just going to support Aileen, our daughter." Halfway through the demonstration, he said, "Can we buy it tonight?" He was the one that bought it. So
that's a classic. So many people.
So that's how it was my grand, he's gone now, sadly. But it was through him that actually we got involved in this in the first place. So
Beautiful.
Beautiful story.
Anyway, thank you for tonight. It's been great. And
No.
Geraldine Lee is my dealer, and she helped me get into you tonight because I couldn't do it.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I'm glad she did. Thank you, Geraldine. And Laura, thank you so much for sharing those stories, because they were beautiful. So thank you very much.
Thank
Nice and
you.
heartwarming, I think.
I'll see you
Yeah,
another
so-
time. Thank you.
We love
Bye.
hearing stories. This is what
That's
it's all
good.
about, I think. We've all got a story to tell, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I will get in touch with Geraldine, because I don't think I'm using the new one enough. I've got two now. I've got the side by side, and I use them both. Would you believe? I love them.